We are building a dream model railroad from scratch. Everything has started with this ICE2 starter set. We laid it out on a plate of 1 meter 90 by 90 centimeters. And we did a lot of crafting during the last episodes. And by now, this looks almost like a dream model railroad. In the last episodes, we built ourselves a scaffold from wooden sticks and plastic. On top, we have applied plaster. And we have finished the primer. And as you can see, we have shaped our mountain. I used acrylic paint to paint the plaster after it was dry. Next, I modeled a soil and granite surface. And over there, I applied a green primer. Next step will be the grassing. You can also see wires coming out of the ground. They are still easy to reach. That are brown and yellow wires for the lighting current. We want to install street lamps over there. The plaster was still too wet here, so we can fix that later. Here we have some trees. I put them there as a test. That's a tree building kit. I showed that in one of our last episodes. We can finish it when we have some time. We will add the flock medium to it, and you can build such trees yourself. You can buy the kit and just glue it together. After that, you get some flock medium and simply glue it to the tree. You can use white transparent glue for that. You can also buy the trees fully built like this one here. They already look very nice. Both options are fun. Then we can plant them wherever we want to be. We will probably need a lot of them, but we will finish the grassing first. But you could also plant the trees first and then do the grassing all around. That would also work. Both ways are possible. Okay, I'll put the trees aside and now we have some work ahead of us. What we need now is a lot of glue. That's white glue that will be transparent when it's dry. So you can use such a grass glue which you can buy from different manufacturers. I used this one that's a large container that will contain 750 grams. I still have some left in there and that's what I will start with now. I didn't clean my brushes. I wanted to buy new ones, but I forgot. But that's no big deal. I used the brush for the green primer, so the worst that can happen is that my glue will look a bit green. I couldn't use the glue for another task, but it will be empty soon anyway. And now I apply this glue everywhere and also very generously. Make sure the brush is not too wet, like this one here, otherwise the glue will drip down. Everywhere I want to have grass, I generously apply glue. That's all there is to it. Use as much glue as possible. If you have areas without glue, you won't have the grass there later. I want grass to be spread over a wide area. The only places I leave blank are these areas from the granite rocks. Okay, so now I apply glue everywhere. That will take some time. I have to do that all over my system. So that's quite a task we have here. I'm applying glue to all these areas where I have the green and ochre priming. On the granite, I will just have a little bit of grass. The side will get some glue too. Of course, here as well, next to the ballast embankment. And we want to have grass here as well. You can buy these grass fibers and we will use a trick for that. We will electrically charge the grass fibers to let them stand up. Just a little bit more glue. Here you will be able to see that nicely in the camera. And I also want some glue next to the road as well. I can shape some more where do I want my road to end and where does my meadow start. That way the different areas will overlap a little bit. Some glue over there as well. I apply some here as well, large amount of glue. So where there is no glue, there will be no grass. We will charge the grass and let it fall down on the glue. And afterwards, maybe tomorrow or so, we vacuum it. And only the glue grass fibers are left then. You can buy different kinds of grass fibers, different lengths, maybe wild grass or flower meadow. You can get really creative with all the different sorts of grass fibers. You can apply several layers as well. You can start now with thicker and longer grass, and after that's dry, maybe a week later, we can add a different fiber. So maybe a flower meadow with short fibers. So you can buy different lengths of fibers. This will take some time. We have a quite large system now. It is not a small one that we have built ourselves. As I said, maybe 190 by 90 centimeters. That's just the right size for a room. And you have tracks and the landscape to play with. Here I want to have just a little bit of grass. I could use a smaller brush now. The big one is too big now. I don't want to glue the tracks and the ballast bed. I don't want to have grass there. Let me switch the brush in a minute. That's also a good task for two people. You can help each other, that's fun together. Okay, some more grass here and behind the house. I told you before we are reading your comments on YouTube. So if you have any questions about building or planning a model railroad, you can ask us, and the team from Märklin and also the people who give the seminars like Mr. Kristic will answer them. We will make sure to answer your questions. Go ahead and write them down in the commentaries. I cannot answer them live right now since I'm busy with crafting, but after the show there will be time. Maybe I can answer some of the questions myself. I learned quite a lot during the last couple of episodes. The guys from Märklin and the other manufacturers gave me some tutoring. That way I was able to build something like this on YouTube. I might not be a professional, but I learned some tricks. I'm happy to see links and pictures on Instagram or YouTube showing your model railroad as well. I'm always happy to see what you have built. Okay, the container is empty now. I open the next one. This one is completely full. I'll open it over here besides the water. Otherwise, I might get something dirty. I don't want my tracks to get dirty. I'll take a smaller brush. It's a bit gray, but that's okay. I will use it for the smaller areas here at the front. I don't want to get glue on my ballast bed. Okay, so the first 10 minutes are over. We did a lot of gluing. That takes some time. We can separate the steps. You can say, I will do the mountain now, and then I will take care of the city. After that, I will take care of the meadow. You don't have to do that all at once. But this white glue has a great advantage. It stays wet for a relatively long time. So you can easily glue everything before you add the grass. The grassing goes fast. Okay, that's where I will finish gluing. So there is glue, this area is blank, and I will apply some glue down here. I should fix this spot with plaster. Maybe I can use some glue? No, that's not working. I will fix that with plaster. You learn from your mistakes, you learn a lot that way, and you realize which proceedings works best. Like letting the plaster set for a longer time. I was mending this spot this morning, so it didn't have had enough time to set. I was impatient. That's not my strength. You don't have to hurry like I do. I try to do it on the YouTube way and to get as much crafted as possible during our little show here. But we don't want to set a record. You don't have to hurry. It's also fun when such a system is built over many months or even years. And when you take your time during planning, modeling and shaping. So take your time. Alright, some glue here and there and a little bit on the mountain. And I'm using the small brush now. Now I can reach the smaller spots. We apply some glue on the top and back there. And of course, the chicken run. With the chicken run, we will have some glue there as well. And I will have some glue on the embankment as well. I will have some glue on the side of the path to create an edge. I want to have some grass there. As you can see, the white areas will have grass later. This will be my meadow. That's a lot of glue. It will take some time to set. As you can see, the glue turns transparent after a while. I'm having trouble to see where I have applied glue before. I think it's about time to start the grassing. Just a bit on the road. I want the side to be a bit greener. I think we are ready. That are just details now. You can do such areas later on as well. The nice thing is that I can reach these areas so easily right now, and the glue container is open. But the plaster is still a bit wet, so I don't want to continue here. Let's stop. I will finish the last areas until the next episode. Let me close my glue container, the grass glue. As mentioned before, it is white glue that turns transparent when it dries. And now we need the fibers. I brought different sorts to show you what's available on the market. Here they are. Let me make some room here. What do we have here? That's wild grass. It has a brown color. We could think about where that could be put. It has long fibers, almost like straw. Nice, long, wild brown grass. Let's see where we can put that. I will place that over there. And here we have a wild grass meadow again. The other one is a beige wild grass. I think I will use that the most. I really like the look of that. And here we have grass plant cow pasture. The cow pasture can go over there to the side. I'll open this one too for you to see. It's a bit darker. You can see a difference that are different fibers. Mixing them is also a nice idea. I have more. This one is open already. I used it for a grassing test run. That's another wild grass. We can add that here. And that's a grass blend. We can add that there. And here we have summer meadow. It's a bit more flowery. You can choose between different manufacturers. That's a variety from Noch. If I let these fibers fall down like that, that would look terrible. If I let that simply fall, then it just lies flat on it. And that's not very realistic. That's why we will electrically charge these grass fibers. To do that, we will use an electrostatic grasser. You can buy that from different brands. I have one right here. They are not exactly cheap, but they are very handy. It makes a big difference whether you just let the grass fall on the glue or if you use such a device and charge the fibers. Here I have the Grassmaster. There are different sieves there where we let the grass fall through. Also a cover in different sizes. So depending on how much grass we want to put on the meadow, we can use different sieves. This looks like a flashlight at the first sight and works in a similar way. It also contains battery. That's a very new model. I'm using this for the first time. I'm worked with the older one. I guess you have to screw it open for the batteries. The battery compartment is in there. We need a lot of batteries. This thing has a lot of power. And we need the power to charge our grass fibers. I guess I could have prepared that before the show, but since we have time, I will do it now. Now insert the batteries, positive and negative pole. All right. And now to the other side. We are almost done. I think it is nice to do this stuff together. You get to see every step and every detail. If I make a mistake, you don't have to make that mistake again at home. You can get it right by the first time. You can get it right the first time. But I guess you cannot make a lot of mistakes here. Okay, the lamp is on. Let's close it again. And now the important part. Here at the front, we have a clip. And this clip will be connected to a metal part of the track. That is our return circuit. And we use that to charge. Here you can see the clip. And we will connect this clip to the track. And the system can be switched off. Better to say, it mustn't be switched on. All we want is to ground the device. So I clip this track near an area that we want to grass. So if I want to grass here, I clip it closely by. Now I have to turn that on. And of course, add my grass plant. And that way my grass will be charged electrostatically. Let's demonstrate that. We will start with wild grass. That's a normal meadow. I will fill in a little bit, not too much, just a small amount. If some fibers fall out at the side, we can vacuum them later. I guess I will fill it completely. Now I take a cap since the grass is rather thick. I will use a medium cap. I will test it and see. If it doesn't work, we will use another one. Now close it and everything is tight. Now we turn it on and I can see the grass is flying out. And now we hold this device close to the surface and you can see the grass is standing upright. I simply have to hold it and slightly move it around and you can see the grass is straight as an arrow in the ground. Shake it lightly and hold it as close as possible. And the trick is to have the clip close to the grassing area. That way you have the best conductivity. That's looking very good so far. You can see how much power is in there. I will plant some more. I want that to be thick. Everything that falls down at the side can easily be vacuumed later. How do you like my first meadow? Huh? It's looking good, don't you think? We will be able to tell the difference after we are finished. A little bit more here and some there. Here's also some glue. Don't shake too much, otherwise too much will fall out. If something falls aside, simply move the device over it. The charge will pull it up again. And if nothing comes out, we probably have used up all the fibers. Let me look. There's still grass inside. I'll move the clip. Remember, always keep it close to the grassing area. Turn it back on and we continue to grass right here. I will use more here. I have bigger furrows here in the plaster. Simply move it around. Now we do some more over there by the house. I have some grass fibers on me as well. The clip on the track and we continue grassing. You have to shake it from time to time to loosen the grass fibers. Best to apply glue everywhere. We continue here. If we have some gaps, we will fill them with bushes later. I have to hurry a little bit. The glue seems a bit dry. Well, I guess it is still okay. Here is more glue. I continue here. I hope you can see everything in the camera. The grass is getting less and yes, it is empty. We have to refill, unscrew it and fill in the next load. We could use the same grass again. I will use this one now. That's a grass blend. We can create a different meadow next to the house. I'll blend it with the rest of the grass here. I could also use wild grass or will use that for the mountain. So this package is empty and that's a lot of fun. And you can see a lot of progress on the landscape. This looks completely different than 20 minutes ago. Back then it was way too stony. Okay, so we can continue grassing. I'll remove this lantern and I will grass over here as well. I am turning into a landscaper. Always keep the clip in mind and that you want to place it near the area that you want to grass over. The way your grass fibers will stand upright. If you have the feeling that the fibers are laying flat, come really close to the meadow. As I said, you can buy these devices from different manufacturers. The difference between them is the performance. You can buy cheaper ones, but they usually have less voltage. The fibers might not stand as upright as here. You might have to hold it closer to the surface. The more expensive ones have the advantage that they have more performance. They also come with different caps. You can try out different ones. Talk to your dealer. He can give you some ideas. Maybe he has some demonstration materials as well where you can try that out. Some more grass over there. And this is looking very good. I don't know if you can see that, but that's looking great. You can also buy ready-made meadows. They look similar. They use the same technique. But if you do that yourself, it is just more fun. The crafting itself is fun. I will have some more on the side of the mountain. I will have some grass there. I don't want the vacuum for nothing later. So it's empty again. I will switch to the wild grass now. I turned that off, otherwise it will blow grass in my face. That's what we will use for the mountaintop. We will use that for the chicken run as well. I used the medium sieve. We can also use the smaller one. Alright, and here they come. We start here at the side and yes, that's a completely different impression. The sieve is almost too big. There's too much grass coming out of it. I will use the smaller one. When the summer is really hot, the grass turns brown. That's the effect of this summer meadow. It's almost like straw or maybe a meadow in fall. Okay, we have the smaller sieve now and yes, that's better. Let's see where we have glue down there. I try to come as close as possible to the surface. I can also mix it, but I might do that later when the glue has set. Now here, that's looking good. We have a nice contrast from the different types of fibers. Okay, more grass here and around the chicken run. This grass is empty again, just a little bit left. We will have a little bit over there. What do you say? Doesn't that look much better? We will use one more load of grass. What type is left? We have some glue over here. I will use the cow pasture. That will create some more contrast. It has a different color, but that's okay. We want different colors. I will use that here on the front side together with the small sieve. We turn it back on and we continue there and blend this a little bit. I like the look of that. Some more there by the wall. That's going smoothly. And always stay close to the surface. I made a mistake. Did you see that? The clip was too far away from the grassing area. It's not that bad now, but the result will be better if the clip is closer. So if I do some grassing over there, it is smart to connect the clip to the bumper. So maybe here at the side. And now the clip is much closer and the performance is better. I will move over this area again to let the fibers straighten up. And you can really watch the fibers straighten up. Can you see that? I think you can see that. Alright, the grass is standing upright and I will continue doing this all over the system. In the next episode you will see the result. Then it's time to decorate the whole thing with the trees, bushes and foliage and so forth. Take care and until then, have fun crafting on your own and ask all your questions in the commentaries. See you next time.